For one reason or another, from leaders of nations to military generals, scholars, religious figures, and even explorers of the latter category, many from the West may first think of famous explorers like Marco Polo or Christopher Columbus. But Europe wasn't the only continent to birth such renowned adventurers. One particularly prominent explorer from outside of was Ibn Battuta. Ibn Battuta was a man of Berber descent born in Tangier under the reign of the Marinid dynasty in February of 1304. His family was made up of Islamic legal scholars who belonged to the Luwada Berber tribe. Ibn Battuta himself would likely have studied at a Sunni Maliki school and was offered a job as a religious judge, but he would soon realize that his heart yearned for much, much more. By the age of 21, our protagonist decided that he was going to leave his typical life in Morocco and set off for a pilgrimage to Mecca. This trip would usually take roughly 16 months to complete, but Ibn Battuta would not return to his hometown for 24 years.
I set out alone, having neither fellow traveler in whose companionship I might find cheer, nor caravan whose part I might join, but swayed by an overmastering impulse within me, and a desire long cherished in my bosom to visit these illustrious sanctuaries. So, I braced my resolution to quit my dear ones, female and male, and forsook my home as birds forsake their nests. My parents being yet in the bonds of life, it weighed sorely upon me to part them, and both they and I were afflicted with sorrow at this separation.
As he describes in his own words, Ibn Battuta began his journey entirely solo. Ibn Battuta set off on his travels at the age of 21. His goal to fulfill his religious duty of Hajj, or pilgrimage to Mecca. Little did he know, this journey would be just the beginning of his extraordinary exploration. From Egypt to India, from China to Constantinople, Ibn Battuta ventured across vast lands, encountering different cultures, customs, and civilizations. But his thirst for adventure and knowledge was insatiable. He rode through the Sahara Desert, sailed the Indian Ocean, and crossed treacherous mountain ranges. Along the way, he documented his experiences in his famous travelogue, Rihla, providing valuable insights into the diverse world of the Middle Ages. Ibn Battuta's journeys were not without their challenges. He faced pirates, bandits, and even survived a shipwreck. But his determination pushed him forward, exploring places few had seen before. Ibn Battuta received a message from the Sultan of Morocco demanding that he return to his hometown. The now famous traveler agreed to do so and arrived back in Morocco in 1354, at which point he would then go on to write a travelogue about his entire life so far, giving marvelously detailed accounts of all that he had experienced throughout his travels across the globe. It is thanks to his own works in the Rihla that we now know the fascinating and vastly impressive life and legacy of Ibn Battuta, who would die in 1369 and go on to be one of the most remarkable, though maybe sadly underrated, explorers to ever walk, sail, and ride around the earth. So, let's celebrate the remarkable journeys of Ibn Battuta and remember the transformative power of travel. Thanks for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories from history.